All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for the final reaction of the day. We just had a wonderful chapter of One Piece. Now it's time to move on to Sakamoto Days. Let's get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Qushu92 here, and welcome back to more Sakamoto Days. In the last one, we saw the end of the flashback featuring Sakamoto and Shin. We cut to the present, where Sakamoto is explaining just what type of person Shin actually is, and in doing so, they reconcile, and then they start to make their way back upstairs so that they can help Heisuke, who's up against Torres. But Torres is, demanding that Heisuke give up because it's not like Sakamoto is going to show up and just hits him all up in the face. Halster, good to see you. Until Sakamoto shows up and hits him directly in the face. So when Torres is distracted, they all run away, but Torres says, oh, yeah, you can run, but it's not like you're going to be able to have any much luck upstairs anyway, and it shows someone walking towards the jail. So let's see what happens in chapter 204. And we have, because Sakamoto and company, they all get upstairs, and Boiled is dragging that one dude behind him. I forget his name. The dude that loves the handcuffs. He's knocked out. Days, well, let's just start with the title. Sakamoto Days 204. Revolution and Succession. So dude with the handcuffs is knocked out because Sakamoto bursts through the steel door, knocking him out and pretty much knocking out every other guard. Freeze! You're dead! And it shows these guards getting knocked out in their chins. This is the South Utility entrance at B1. It's a jailbreak. We can't stop them. And it shows Sakamoto, it shows Shin, and they're just knocking out all of the guards. With Sakamoto going, there's more security than when we came in, but it shouldn't be a problem. And he immediately knocks out one dude he gets in like a chokehold. We'll just go out the front. And then we cut to a very big guard with basically airbender arrows on his head going, you guys took a wrong turn. JAA prison legend, Vector Man. Hard? Huh? Boiled! And then Boiled comes up because he just ran past, because Sakamoto ran past him earlier. And Boiled was upset that Sakamoto didn't give him extra time. He just passed him off. So Boiled comes in and basically just one-shots Vector Man with one punch. Hard boiled! Count me in for the jailbreak. And then Shin is all like, heck yeah! And then we get Heisuke going, let's all bust out together. And then it cuts to Miss Hoshi going, you idiots! You don't have to break down the doors. We have a key card. We have a card key. And then it cuts to with Atari, who goes, you sure, Miss Hoshi? You're a guard, right? Oh, no, wait, that's Shin. No, that's Shin, because Atari's right next to them. You sure, Miss Hoshi? You're a guard, right? It's too late for that. Besides, I've been suspicious about how the JAA's been treating Atari. I just want to protect her now. Why did you guys come down here in the first place? Why? Oh, right! I wanted to get ESP tips from Atari. And then they're sniffing as it shows Atari she's crying. Huh? Why are you crying? And then Miss Hoshi goes, you're running too fast. We don't have time to slow down. And then Atari speaks and goes, no, that's not it. I'm so happy to be getting out. I was dying to get out of there. And her eyes she's just bawling her eyes out. When I ran out of luck on B2, I figured it was all over. I was terrified of what misfortune might await me. But then you showed up, my lucky item. I was so happy. And she's referring to Shin. And Heisuke's smiling, Sakamoto's smiling, even Miss Hoshi is smiling. But what now? You just gonna keep Shin with you all the time? No, lucky items change daily. Oh, for real? Too bad, dude. Huh? Whatever. Don't touch me. And then we have Sakamoto, who's in front, going, "We're almost at the exit." And they burst outside.
What is this place? We're somewhere
in Okutabi Castle.
Oh, right. We were below the castle. Still, why is the security this lax?
And then all of a sudden, Atari's heart starts beating. And that one rocker dude from the Order is in the midst of everyone. This dude just pulled a Zabuza. He's literally in between everyone, like Zabuza was. And Sakamoto immediately spins around, and dude strums his guitar and sends Sakamoto, basically sends everyone flying in opposite directions. This guy's from the Order.
Sonic!
Shockwaves! Everyone gets knocked back. Everyone gets knocked back from him just strumming his guitar. It's odd. It's an odd coincidence that we get this guy in this chapter with his mad sick licks, and we're getting a brand new frame in Warframe that essentially uses a guitar for attacking. What are the odds that we get characters like this in such a short frame of time, you know?
You guys...
Atari, hold on! Don't move. They all showed up. It's Shishiba. Because Shishiba's holding a hammer to Shin. Don't move, or I'll whip your head off. And then it has, it's the whole Order! The whole Order is waiting for them! It's not just Oki. It is Shishiba, Osaragi, everyone! Osaragi has her circular saw on Heisuke's neck, and the rest of the Order are just standing on rooftops with the dude whose name escapes me that uses the guitar. He's the one that's holding Atari. And Oki standing on a building above basically everyone. And even Torres has already shown up. He caught up quickly. Don't move, or I'll whip your head off. Like I said, you won't be getting out of here. And it shows the whole Order. And then Sakamoto looks up and just simply goes, Oki. That's Mr. Oki to you. Don't forget I was your boss. What happened to your manners? You seem really concerned about us. Don't get the wrong idea. 2 Order members are more than enough to kill you guys. But luck can be a fickle thing. We're just being cautious. About that, Mr. Oki, that girl's already out of luck. Maybe we're being overly cautious. Luck and misfortune are purely subjective, but her ability to shift probabilities could be dangerous given that she can warp outcomes. We don't want an irregular element interfering with our plans. And then it cuts to both Boiled and Sakamoto kind of subtly whispering to each other, Hey, Sakamoto, are you thinking what I am? Ain't this situation kind of weird? Yeah. And then Heisuke pipes up. Don't you guys have bigger fish to fry than us? Your real enemy is X, right? Nice, Heisuke. Touché. At this point, we can't just write off X. Sometimes, rather than eliminate a toxin, it's better to use it to your advantage. Huh? What does he mean? And Sakamoto's eyes widen and he goes, What? Then we cut to Lake Tazawa, Akita Prefecture, 423 meters underwater. JAA Underwater Base Branch 0. And we have Asaki. How did you find this place? And it shows, okay, so this underwater base that Asaki is at, Uzuki just showed up. He's just there. He's just there with sword in hand. And we have Kumanomi, who's there as well. How did you find this place, Kay? You look terrible. Mind you, Uzuki is sitting in a chair, surrounded by blood and dismembered people. Okay. You look terrible. Haven't you been sleeping? Where the heck is the order? You worry me sometimes. My thing is, bruh, you just told the order to go after Sakamoto and Shin. And now all of their members are at the opposite of where you are. The very people you need to protect you are not even there. Ooh, Asaki, you fool. You worry me sometimes. And then Uzuki looks up and just glares at his brother. Why are you so scared? I'm just here to take back what you stole. What I stole? What are you talking about? Don't you realize how special I treated you since back at Alkamar? And then Uzuki's quiet. I'm sorry, Kay. I swear I'll never mess with you and your friends again. You're my little brother and I care about you. I really regret hurting you. Your foolish choices brought this on. Die for the new order. Wait! Oh! Okay. Got my controller here. Asaki's dead! He's dead! He's dead! Uzuki, he said, die. Die for the new order. And in an instant, he's behind his older brother. And while Asaki is saying, wait, Uzuki slices his head clean off. Not at the neck. He slices through his face. And his brother's still facing in this direction, while the top of his head is flying off in another direction. Asaki is dead! He's dead! He's dead! He's dead! We considered our options and decided. That's not Uzuki speaking. That's Oki speaking. He says, we considered our options and decided that the order is best off teaming up with X. Um. Um. What? I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? We considered our options and decided that the order is best off teaming up with X. And then it cuts to civilians.
What was that? Ah! A severed head!
Is that real?
What's going on? Is this a joke?
Attention, all Japanese assassins. Chairman Asaki is dead. I hereby declare the launch of the reborn JAA. Uzuki is on camera because what is his name? Kanaguchi? Hold on. Kanaguri, that's his name, Kanaguri. Kanaguri is recording this. Uzuki is holding up the severed upper half of Asaki's head and is now proclaiming a new JAA. I didn't think this is what I was going to be reading today for Sakamoto Days. And all Sakamoto can do is just look awestruck as he goes, "What? To be continued. We're not going on break after a chapter like this? Wow. Wow. I was not expecting to see Asaki meet his end like this. But I can't say it wasn't long overdue though, cuz Asaki literally forced his brother into this state. Literally forced him. We've seen the backstory of Uzuki. He forced his brother into this. He forced this change in his brother for him to develop personalities. All because of what he did to him and his friends. Wanting him to kill Kindaka or else he'll kill his friends. Asaki forced his brother into this. And then it came to a head. Now it changes my whole view on the order being there in front of Sakamoto and Shin. Because I originally thought they were there because of the orders that Asaki gave them. But no, they are there to leave Asaki to his fate. So that Uzuki can finally get his revenge. They left that man on purpose. It wasn't that they were too concerned with hunting down Sakamoto, Shin, and Nagumo. It's because they decided it's better to team up with Uzuki, so they purposefully all left Asaki to die. That just changes my whole perspective on the order being there and then Uzuki somehow finding his way into that base. They purposefully allowed Uzuki to get there. Wow. That is something. Also, Kitty, it's good to see you. I hope your day has been well. That's one way to enter a stream. Yeah. How do you like the anime so far? I haven't watched it yet. I still haven't watched it. I've just been so busy with game stuff and video making and making scripts that I really haven't sat down to really sit and watch Sakamoto Days. I got a bunch of YouTube tabs still up of videos that I need to finish watching before I can close them out and move on to something else. So I got to get to it. Holster. That was an amazing chapter. One thing I can say about Asaki though is I am so glad it was Uzuki who killed him. I am so glad it was Uzuki who killed him. And the thing is, he tried pleading for his life because not only that, when he had the order on his back by his side, he was so slick with his tongue. He made fun of everyone. He looked down on everyone because he had people who had the strength to back him up. Now that he didn't have a single person, Osaragi's not there, Shishiba's not there, the dude with the guitar's not there. You know what? I'm tired of calling him the dude with the guitar. I'm tired of calling him the dude with the guitar. What is his name? What is his name? What is his name? What is his name? Tanabata. That's his name. Tanabata. So we got Oki, Kamihate, Torres, Osaragi, Shishiba, Tanabata. That's his name. Okay. I had to correct myself because I was tired. I was tired of calling him that name the whole time. Got to get dinner started. Just wanted to pop in and say hi, Kitty. It was an honor and a privilege gracing this chat with your presence. May your dinner be juicy and good and scrumdiddlyumptious. You enjoy the rest of your day. But Tanabata, with his sound manipulation with his guitar, being able to knock everyone away just from a single strum of his guitar. But just the thought that Osaragi wasn't there, Shishiba wasn't there, Torres wasn't there, no member of the order, not even Oki himself, who still demands respect even though Sakamoto isn't on the team anymore. All of them abandoned Asaki. Now, in my head, when I saw Asaki's head get sliced through, I was thinking, what if he has a body double? What if he has a body double? But then I thought, no, this is way too significant for this to be a body double for Asaki, because Uzuki would be able to tell the difference. He would instantly be able to tell the difference. So this is the real Asaki who just had his head sliced through. And now Uzuki is broadcasting this to Japan, to everyone in Japan, saying that the JAA has been reborn. The chairman is dead. I declare this hold on, I gotta go back to that. I hereby declare the launch of the reborn JAA. And the order is siding with Uzuki. We started this series with there being a killer who would kill other assassins, and the order was put in charge of finding out who this killer is. Apparently, so many things have changed that now the order sees fit that it is far more beneficial for them to side with the assassin killer than it is to serve in the JAA itself. That's how we started. We started with the order trying to hunt this person down. Now things have changed so much that the order sees it as more beneficial to side with the assassin they were sent to kill. It's better to side with him. So much has happened. So now the question is, do the orders of Asaki, are those rescinded now because he's pretty much dead? And the order no longer sides with the JAA. They now side with X. This is bad. This is bad for all parties involved. Because with Sakamoto wanting to take down the JAA so he can open up his chain stores, not only does he have to contend with basically the order now, because I thought the order was the only people he would have to contend with in order to see that to come to fruition. But now he has to deal with both the order and Uzuki's whole group, or Uzuki's remaining group. I'm curious why they chose to team with Uzuki rather than someone like Sakamoto, which brings me to another question. Do you think we get some order members joining Sakamoto's side down the line? I don't know. See, let's hold on to that question. Halster, hold on to that question for next week, because I want to know why they joined him. Do you realize how bad, do you realize how much, what does that mean when the top assassin group in the JAA side with the person they are all hunting? What does that mean? Why? Think about that for a second. What transpired for them to say, you know what, we don't feel like being with the JAA anymore, and it feels like it's better to serve with the very person you have sent us all to hunt down and kill? I need to go back to what Oki was talking about. He says, at this point, we can't just write off X. Sometimes, rather than eliminate a toxin, it's better to use it to your advantage. Sometimes, rather than eliminate a target, it's better to use it to your advantage, which means they have no issue. Oki has no issue with Uzuki hunting down Asaki and killing him. Uzuki being the toxin. Rather than eliminate the toxin, Uzuki, better to use it to your advantage. Meaning that whatever Asaki was doing as chairman, it pretty much went. I'm gonna assume. This is a big assume. We're not going on break from this chapter. You're gonna have me thinking about this all day. I can only assume that with Asaki in charge, the order isn't where Oki would like for it to be. And Uzuki killing the chairman would allow the order to reach heights that they couldn't with Asaki in charge. All that trouble Asaki went through to get his brother to kill Kendaka so that they could hold the wife and child of the previous chairman of the JAA hostage so that they could introduce a new era for the JAA and take control of it for themselves. Asaki, he no longer can live that dream anymore. He's dead now. So now I'm just curious what transpired. And I only ask that question because I don't want Osaragi to be an op. Oh, I would hate for anything to happen to Osaragi as well. She's just as calm as they come, unless Mr. Shishiba is injured in any way, and then she goes full on Texas from Red versus Blue on you. Seriously, she is the equivalent of Texas from Red versus Blue. But I am just I can say though that Uzuki got his revenge. The person that threatened the lives of his friends, and the thing is, Uzuki didn't want to kill at all. In his mind, he didn't want to kill, but he was forced into this because of his brother. Now that his brother is no longer alive, he's free from that oppression. Granted, he's still the villain here, okay? He's still the villain here. But he's free from the oppressiveness of his brother. Because his brother pretty much brought this all on himself. His brother started this. Everything that has transpired with Uzuki and his group and all of his friends from Alkmaar, and everything that has transpired that led Sakamoto and company to go down the path that they're on, is all Asaki's fault. And now, Asaki is dead. And apparently, we're going to be looking at a brand new JAA now. We went from a very good chapter of One Piece to a phenomenal chapter from Sakamoto Days. I did not have Asaki dying by his own brother's hand on my bingo card. I did not have the Order joining with X on my bingo card. I did not have Uzuki broadcasting the death of Asaki on camera on my bingo card. He's bad, but you can understand how he's got there, which you can sympathize with, but yeah, he's still the bad guy. Yes, that's true. He's the bad guy, but you understand why. He's not doing this for some sort of world domination itch that he's on. No, he's doing this from a place that he was forced into. This mentality that he has is because his brother forced him into it. Him having split personalities and being put in this situation is because of his brother. Everything bad that has happened in Uzuki's life is because of his brother. And his brother did not care. And when his brother was face to face with death, with no help coming to save him, he tried to plead for his life. He was immediately sweating bullets. Asaki was clearly not capable whatsoever. Clearly not capable of defending himself, clearly not as capable as he thought, because when he was there face to face with his brother, with all of his guards cut up. Wait a minute. Is that the old dude that was with Asaki? The old dude with the mustache? I just recognized him now as I look at this panel. The old dude with the big old mustache that was always there with Asaki. Uzuki just straight up killed him. He's dead. Wow. Okay. But even in the face, when he was there face to face with his brother, he was questioning, how did you find this place? You look terrible. Haven't you been sleeping? You worry me sometimes. And he's trying to appease to his brother's better nature. He's trying to appease to the little brother he hopes is still in there so that he can let him go. And he's saying, you worry me sometimes. But Uzuki notices that his brother is terrified because he's sweating all over. Why are you so scared? I'm just here to take back what you stole. What I stole? What are you talking about? Don't you realize how special I treated you since back at Alkmaar? And he's trying to say, like, you remember how I treated you well back at this orphanage where kids died on a regular basis? Didn't I treat you well? It's just like an abuser to tell the person, think of all the good times we had aside from all the bad times. Just think of all the good times that we shared together. Aside from the bad times I've put you through to the point where you developed split personalities and desired my death with one personality. Think of all the good times we had aside from me asking you to kill people. Which I knew you didn't want to do, but I still forced you into it anyway, because I levied the lives of your friends, the only people you truly felt as family, over you. If you didn't do what I said, I would kill your friends. But think of all the special treatment I gave you, though. Don't think of all the bad times. That's not important right now. Just think of the good times. That's just like an abuser to bring up. Think of all the special treatment I gave you. And Uzuki's not hearing any of it. I love this exchange. He's trying to beg for his life. Just wanted to see the pure reaction. Like I said, I wasn't going to say anything, but I enjoy this chapter. I didn't want to say something like phenomenal in case you read the message and didn't want to set a higher expectation or anything. And I thank you for it because I hate it when people say like, oh, you're going to love this chapter. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Let me decide that when I read it for myself. Don't tell me how great you think it is because how you see the chapter may not be the same as me. So I thank you, Halster, for not saying anything like that. And that actually made this reaction all the better because now I can say from my own experience this chapter was phenomenal simply because of this massive turnaround I did not see coming at all. But now we have, here in this panel, and I want to go through this moment. Mind you, Kanaguri is recording this whole exchange, and he's eating this up. This is what I've been waiting for. The long-lost brother, finally confronting his older brother, who pushed him down this path of malice and hatred, and massacring all those around him. This is what I live for. This is what it means to be a part of the movies. He's begging for his life. I'm sorry, Kay. I swear I'll never mess with you and your friends again. Yep, an abuser, when they're face to face with the consequences of their own actions, they'll start pleading, promising that they'll never do it again. But, as we all know, when it comes to abusers, both emotional abusers, physical abusers, and other types of abusers, when they say they won't never do it again, they tend to never not do it again. They tend to do it again, despite saying they'll never do it. I'm sorry, Kay. I swear I'll never mess with you and your friends again. You're my little brother, and I care about you. I really regret hurting you. Mind you, Uzuki is not moved by this at all. This is the equivalent of the dinner table scene in Sicario, where he's sitting at the table, and he's got the guy on the other side of the table, and he has his wife and son on either sides of the table. And the moment Benicio del Toro starts talking about his daughter, the wife knew that their lives were about to end, and Benicio del Toro basically takes out both the wife and the son, but leaves the dad there, just to wallow in his grief for a brief moment before killing him. This is it. That's that steadfast mind that Uzuki has right here. He's not thinking about anything else. He's not being swayed by words. He's just ignoring everything. He's ignoring everything. And then he just ends the conversation with, "Your foolish choices brought this on. Die for the new order." And in an instant, using the old man Takamura personality, he's already behind Asaki, who is saying wait while the upper half of his head is being completely sliced off. he just kills him instantly. I forget, but does the Order know about Uzuki having the Sakamoto personality? I don't think they do. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do and they just haven't said anything quite yet. Maybe. But this was a very well done chapter. The pacing was good. We started escaping the prison, confronting the Order, Asaki being killed by his own brother, and then the Order announcing that they are switching sides and following Uzuki. And Uzuki announcing that today is the new launch of the reborn JAA. This was an amazing chapter. Because if they do, call me crazy, but that can be a decent contribution to why they decided to join Uzuki, because I don't think anyone wants to face Takamura. Oh no, Old Man Takamura was the most powerful assassin of his time. Even with Sakamoto being in the picture, Sakamoto could not do anything against Takamura. Takamura is the strongest assassin in the world of Sakamoto days. So, with that, I can see that being a reason as to why the Order does not want to go up against Uzuki. Because if they know he has the personality of Takamura and essentially has all of his strength as well, like his equal in proportion strength and skill, I'm pretty sure the Order doesn't want to go up against the strongest assassin. Or at least the strongest assassin's personality. So that could be another reason why they don't want to cross paths with Uzuki, because he has the power of God and Takamura on his side, literally. So that could be a contributing factor, but I want to hear it from Oki. I want to hear it from Oki why they decided to join. Because Sakamoto ends this chapter just saying, what? Like, what do you mean you're joining with X? I want to hear the why. That's going to be the most important conversation. We went from Shin and Sakamoto's flashback of how they met and how they came to become good friends, to us escaping the prison, meeting face-to-face with all members of the Order. There isn't a single person missing. Torres, Osaragi, Tanabata. The only person who's actually missing here is Kamihate. And seeing as how he's a sniper, I wouldn't be surprised if he's like several miles out, just watching this whole conversation go on. I would not be surprised. Especially with Heisuke there, I would not be surprised at all. But then again, Heisuke is being held down by Osaragi and her giant body detaching circular saw. But same here, that was just a question and some speculation on if they did know. I can't wait to hear why too. That I feel like that's going to be the most important thing that happens during this whole conversation, is the why they're siding with X. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for next week's chapter. We're going on break with One Piece, but we're not with Sakamoto Days. I cannot wait for next Sunday. I gotta know what happens. I gotta know what happens as to why the Order, the greatest group of assassins for the JAA, are now siding with Uzuki. I gotta know. This was a great chapter. This was great. This was really well done. Very well done. The pacing was good. The dialogue was very good, and we finally got to see the end of Asaki. He's gone, dead, we'll never see him again. His head is literally being paraded on live television for all people to see, because it shows, because when Uzuki says, like, I now declare this the relaunch of the reborn JAA, and he's on a Jumbotron in the middle of Tokyo, in the middle of Japan. He's on a giant Jumbotron for all to see. I'm going to keep saying the same things over and over again, so I got to stop that. My apologies. I kept you guys here longer than longer than you guys far too long. My apologies. This was a very good chapter. Now I'm going to be thinking about, okay, now we have an individual who can have multiple personalities that gives him multiple abilities, including the abilities of the most powerful assassin in existence. That's at his beck and call now. Because the thing with Uzuki is that his body is still young. So even though Old Man Takamura was, elderly in age, Uzuki is young, which means that he has a lot going for him strength-wise, where he can use that personality to its utmost. Possibly even more than Old Man Sakamoto could, despite him being the strongest still, even in his old age. So many questions. This was a great chapter, but I'm done. All I can say to you, before I go out and get myself something to eat, is hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. Now, this chapter was amazing. Definitely one of my favorite chapters of Sakamoto Days. Mine too. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. I'm gonna be real. This chapter was amazing.